Hello all. Today we are going to discuss how to create a login form by using Java and how to connect with the database. So on a screen you can see this particular part. So I am using a new tab, under that new Java class. I am giving a class name as a login form. You can give any name as a class name. Okay, I am giving it a login form and I am clicking on the finish button. I will show you a step-by-step procedure for this particular activity. Now within a login form, I want to first create some text box, right? So if you want to create a login form, then you should have some text box available. So I require some labels. So I am using J labels. Yes, these are the J labels that I am using it. So it is under javax.swing. We have discussed the swing about the Java swing. So this is a J label and I am giving a J label name as lb1. You can give any name, okay, as per your choice, and lb2. I require two labels, one is for a username and another for a password. Similarly, I require J text field also because I want to insert some data. Okay, I want to take the input from the user, that's why I am using a J text field. So there are two fields, okay, and that is I am using at a uname as the first text field and upass as a second text field. Apart from it, I want to use some button. So I want to use a J button. Okay, so we have discussed about these things in previous sessions when we are discussing about the swing. So I have declared these three sections, that is I have declared J label, J text field and J button, right? So there is no need to use or no need to import the packages separately. Okay, we can use single package, okay, and then we are using this star, right? Now the important thing is that I have told you that we require a main method. Okay, in this class we require a main method, that is public static void main. So we are using the same method. I am giving you a live demo how to create a login page using swing and how to connect it with the database. Okay, so I am giving every minute step, प्रत्येक छोटी स्टेप तुम्हाला इथे करून दाखवतो. This is my main method, and under that main method I have to call my class, that is login form class. So I am calling it in this fashion. This is a class. So I must require constructor here. So constructor can be made available. There is a shortcut which is available in IDE. There is no need to write a constructor actually. Okay, what we do, we click here, okay, within a class and outside a main method we click at this particular position, right? And then there is a command called as a insert code. Okay, we are using this insert code command. Okay, previously we haven't used it. Okay, I am showing you how to use this insert code. So insert code, then there is a section called as a generate. Okay, under generate there are a number of things that you can generate. I am using a constructor, so I want to generate a constructor, so I am clicking on a constructor. Within that constructor I want to initialize objects. Okay, I want to initialize two J labels, okay, objects of the label class. Okay, I want to also initialize objects of text field class as well as button class. This is a new thing you are learning, so you have to observe it very carefully. Okay, I have to check all these fields because I required or I want to initialize objects of every component, right? And then I have to use a command called as a, or tab called as a generate. So these things are directly generated. If you observe this particular part, then these things are directly generated. Okay, another possibility is that if you don't want this, Okay, if you don't want this field should be directly generated, then what you can do is, okay, what you can do it, you again click on insert code, okay, go to a constructor, okay, and don't select it. If you don't want to initialize directly, then don't select it. So you can just give a command called as generate. So that constructor is automatically created. It is as per your choice. If you can create a parameterized constructor that I have shown you just now, okay, and otherwise you can create a default constructor. I am using a default constructor because I want to initialize all these objects. I want to initialize first object, that is lb1. I want to initialize in this fashion, lb1 j label, right? So I am giving a name as username to that particular label, right? Similarly, I want to initialize other objects also. This is lb1, similarly lb2, and so on. You can do it easily. You can copy this and you can just change it. Okay, then my second label is for password, then I can use in this fashion. It's a password, that is lb2. Similarly, you can use, or you can construct, or initialize other objects also. Uname, it is a text field, so new j text field. In this fashion, okay, and here there are the different constructor. In j text field there is a default constructor with a single parameter, that is string, constructor with a single parameter, that is integer, and so on. So I want to use here constructor with a single parameter, that is integer. Okay, it means that you want to specify number of characters which are possible in a j text field. ओके, म्हणजे ह्याचा अर्थ काय, त्या जे टेक्स्ट फील्डमध्ये आपण इनपुट देत असतो त्या इनपुटची साईज किती येऊ शकते हे आपण इथे स्पेसिफाय करणार आहोत. ओके, ते कसं स्पेसिफाय करायचं, तर इंटिजर व्हॅल्यूने स्पेसिफाय करायचं, राईट. सो जर 20 दिली असेल तर 20 कॉलम्स म्हणजे 20 कॅरेक्टर्स येऊ शकतात, इंटिजर व्हॅल्यूने आपण स्पेसिफाय करायचं, राईट. सो दिस इज फॉर एक्झाम्पल इट इज 20. You can give 30, 35 as per your choice, right. You can give 5 also. Then second is a upass. Similarly you have to initialize it, that is for a upass. Okay, so this is again a text field, okay, and I am using a constructor. Then we want to initialize a button, it is submit button, right. So new, the button is j submit. J button. Okay, so again for a button constructor also there are number of variations, but I want to use a simple submit button, that's why I am using a first constructor only. Okay, so I think up to this part it is clear to you, right. So what we can do it, okay, we run this particular code. Still we haven't done any connectivity, okay, we have to do the connectivity later on. Okay. I will run this particular code and you can observe the output first. So now you can identify that this is a combination of swing and database connectivity, right. Okay, now there is some mistake here, okay, that's why we are not getting the output. Anyone can easily identify this particular mistake. The mistake is that we are creating a login form. It is basically it is a Java class, but we want to use some swing functionality for that class. To use the swing functionality, okay, if you want to use the AWT functionality, then you have to use a frame class. If you want to use the swing functionality, then you have to use a JFrame class. So you have to extend JFrame. We are not extending a JFrame, that's why the output is not visible on the screen. This is the first change that we want to do. And the second change is that, okay, when you extend a JFrame, okay, all capabilities of JFrame are available to a login form. लॉगिन फॉर्मला काय झालं आहे, सगळ्या कॅपेबिलिटीज काय झाल्या मिळालेल्या आहेत आपल्याला. ओके, जे फ्रेममध्ये असलेल्या सगळ्या कॅपेबिलिटीज लॉगिन फॉर्ममध्ये आलेल्या आहेत. मग आपल्याला काय केलं पाहिजे, लॉगिन फॉर्ममध्ये तर जर कॅपेबिलिटी आलेल्या असतील तर आपण लॉगिन फॉर्मला काय करू शकतो, शो करू शकतो. त्याला शो करण्यासाठी कोणती मेथड आहे, सेट व्हिजिबल. त्या मेथडमध्ये सेट व्हिजिबल. नाव आय एम रनिंग इट. ओके, so I have done this change. Now I am running this particular code. You can observe the output now. Okay, here you can observe the output, right? Okay, but you are getting a frame, but the components are not displayed here. Components are not displayed. What is the reason behind it? Can you guess it? The reason is that, okay, we have initialized the component, but we haven't added this component. Okay, it is your duty to initialize the components as well as to add the components. Okay, to add these components, there is a command, or there is the function called as a add, right? Okay, you have to use the function called as a add. Within that particular add, you have to use the objects lb1. Similarly, then add lb2, then add uname. Similarly, add upass, and last is add button. That button is submit, right? You have to add that button. So the components are added on a frame, and now you can use a property called as a set visible. So now there is no need to call this property. You can directly use at this point only. We are using here flow layout. It is as per your choice which layout you want to use, or you can use null also. If you don't want to use any layout, then you can use null also. Right, so in this fashion it is displayed. Okay, it is not displayed correctly, we have to rearrange it. Okay, but these are the labels, these are the text fields, and this is the button which is displayed here. Now there is a no message is showing at this button, right? And this run is also available. So to give a message, okay, what we have to do it, okay, we have to write a message here. So you can use message called as a submit, or you can use a message called as a login. When you enter username and password, you can use a message called as a log. So in that way you can do it. Right, so login is available. Now the next part is that we want to arrange these components correctly. We have to get a username. Okay, in front of username we require a text field. Again we have to use a password. In front of password we require a text field, and at the end we require a button, that is login button. Okay, and when you click on the login button, next task is, when you click on the login button, okay, you check, you must get access to the form. So that part I will show you in the next section, right? So here we stop. In the next session I will show you how to do that activity.